Seattle Seahawks fly east Week 7 for a battle of the birds as they land in Atlanta to take on the Falcons, who soar in on a 3-game win streak.
He's into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. That's the way the Falcons answer.
Falcons offense 36-plus points back-to-back games, 26 points on their 3-game bender. Kirk Cousins kind of took a backseat to their run game versus Carolina, 225 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Rating near 100, he managed things well, can pop off for 5 bills when needed too.
And Cousins open. What a catch and carry.
Cousins didn't take a single sack versus Carolina. They have a pretty feeble pass rush, though. He should face more heat with Seattle. On one hand, they come in off a 0-sack outing. However, 50% pressure rate. That's stupid high. They just have to make it home a few times.
Look out. Scrambles away. Avoids a big-time sack.
The pass defense Cousins faces, though, has struggled. More collective than individual. Gave up 250-plus yards to Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Last 3 games, they've allowed 74% of passes to be completed, 8 touchdowns, not 1 interception. Rating allowed over 138. Cornerback Trey Brown has struggled lately, as have their safeties and linebackers.
Safety gets overlaid, takes a chance, and nobody's there.
They'd love star cornerback Reek Woolen back. He missed the Niners game. Seattle gave up 100-plus yards to Deebo Samuel, have allowed a 100.5 rate to wide receivers now. Let George Kittle score on them twice, which sent their rate versus tight ends to 117, one of the highest in the league.
Into traffic. Touchdown, his second.
Cousins has Kyle Pitts at tight end, 70 yards a week ago, 70-plus back-to-back games.
Kyle Pitts is just waiting for him. You extend the play, I'm your man.
Plus, London scored 74 yards last week, has the most hits of any Drake this year, 4 touchdowns, 50-plus yards in 5 straight.
Touchdown Falcons, Drake London, between a couple of defenders.
Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, 30-plus yards each last week. Atlanta's backs not needed in the passing game, but their eyes are going to go SpongeBob when they see the Seattle rush defense they're up against. Hawks unable to keep San Francisco from some big runs, including the game sealer. Allowed 228 rushing yards last week, gave up 8.1 a run to Jordan Mason. 5 a carry allowed to running backs specifically in 2024, 747 yards, both located on the same shelf as Fireball.
And that's where the physicality comes in, and those safeties and linebackers.
I'm not dragging Fireball, but it's located down on the bottom shelf. Bijan Robinson isn't. 95 yards last week, 2 rush TDs on 6.3 a run.
Already 1 touchdown. Robinson's going to have 2 today.
Plus, Seattle has to deal with Tyler Algier, 105 yards and a score on 5.8 a carry Week 6.
The knockout punch that the Atlanta offense is hoping for.
Seattle's most recent loss blamed more on D than O. Atlanta's defense does not face an inept offense. Their secondary takes on the NFL passing yards per game leader. Geno Smith threw for 300-plus last week, averaging 296 per outing.
Under pressure, throws it, 10!
Falcons DBs also looking at a dude who's only thrown 6 touchdowns and has thrown an equal number of interceptions, 2 more coming versus the 49ers.
Too deep and intercepted at the 1-yard line.
Geno's balls are spread to 5 guys most games. Falcons have all 3 pass catchers to eyeball. Seattle's 3 wideouts the primary focus. Tyler Lockett scored last week, 65 yards.
Throwing that way, it's there. Lockett.
I'm killing Sterling Archer, I know, so it's just dead. It's not a thing anymore, phrasing. Jackson Smith and Jigba clocked out with 53 yards.
Sideline right there, Smith and Jigba.
DK Metcalf led the team in targets Week 6.
And into 49 territory, DK Metcalf.
11 targets, 3 catches, 48 yards is kind of rough, though. Their wideout trio targeted 28 times versus the 49ers, only 12 catches. That's a lot of downs with 0 yards. Smith's chemistry with tight end Noah Fant, on the other hand, was on point. 6 targets, 6 catches, 63 yards.
To the 25-yard line goes Noah Fant.
Running back Kenneth Walker, the last piece of their aerial puzzle, 8 catches on 8 targets Week 6.
Now he's got to get between those linemen, which is exactly what he did.
Walker scored on the ground too, but just 32 yards, 3.2 a carry. Back-to-back games, he's struggled to run the ball efficiently.
And gets away for the moment from Bosa, but only a short game.
Atlanta's pass rush that Geno faces hasn't bothered too many QBs. Seattle's tackles had trouble with Nick Bosa in their most recent loss. Only dropped once, though. Geno's faced an average amount of pressure for the year. Like I said, Falcons aren't experts on making it home. They didn't sack Andy Dalton once, but still picked him off twice, held him under 6 yards per attempt, have held quarterbacks to 6.3 an attempt this year, and just 8.6 yards per completion, lowest in the NFL.
Andy Dalton just trying a little too hard, getting a little greedy.
Walker does get a defense that didn't handle the run game great, 92 yards on 5.1 a carry to Chuba Hubbard week 6.
Well, they are loving running in between the tackles right here.
The battle of these birds has gone the Hawks' way 12 times, to the Falcons' 9. How about the 2012 divisional playoff game? Atlanta was up 20-0 at half. Seattle storms back. Marshawn Lynch scores to give Seattle the lead with 31 seconds to play, but Matt Ryan makes 2 big throws. Tony Gonzalez one of them. Matt Bryant hits a 49-yarder to win it.